Hey, what's up, guys? We're back again with the deck that I won 20 games in a row with without losing a single match. Since I saw it at the start of the season with the number 1, 2, and number 4 player in the world all playing it, I copied it and played it whenever I was tilted. The one small substitution I made was Valkyrie instead of Knight so I could crush all the bait decks. But because Knight is about to get a huge HP buff, he is back in action, stunning your opponent's units with Ice Spirit, knocking them back with Log, and distracting everything with cheap defenses of Knight and Goblins. When you get good positive elixir trades, that means more miners and poisons that you can throw at your opponent's towers. All the annoying matchups with Bridge Spam, Log Bait, Clone, Electro Giant get completely annihilated by this deck. If you don't have Archer Queen, you can use Musketeer instead. Let's go jump straight some games with what I feel is the best deck in Clash Royale and Assert Dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using Critical SirTag to make the daily videos possible. Hey, this guy finished 130 in the world. Okay, dude, I'm ready for it. Give me that challenge. We're up for the occasion. I'm gonna miner here. He's probably gonna catch it. It's just the most predictable miner spot. Fortunately for us, we get a lot of damage. Whoa, that was 3 miner shovel hits, bro. That's racking up the value. So we see Skeleton Army, probably going to be like Giant Graveyard or maybe some like clone gimmicky deck. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm going to go for Goblins here inside corner because he delivers us slightly more damage, and he's going to go for a Hunter. So maybe it's going to be Royal Giant. Actually, I expect this to be Royal Giant. I'm going to poison on the Hunter because it kills the Hunter. It gives us 288 damage on the tower, which is very significant. We're going to go in for a Queen, and she'll be able to kill the Goblins that are mattering. If you guys didn't know, the Goblin barrel always gets targeted, the outside Goblin, every single time by your tower. So you want to kill the other Goblins first. All right, that's going to be able to kill the Firecracker. That's huge. The Knight is going to be tanking for a while. I guess I'm going to log and then click the Archer Queen ability because I want to make sure that we can kill the Giant Skeleton. It might even lock onto the tower for one shot. Yo, that's incredible. That was a little bit quicker. I think we could have preserved more HP of the Archer Queen and gotten more value, but it is what it is. You can't always be flawless and get priceless interactions. Do I decide to go in for a mortar here? Is this the right decision? There's a chance he's going to end up having... Okay, I was going to say like a cannon or something, but he doesn't. He has a Royal Giant. So the good thing about this is the splash damage of the mortar is able to interact with the Royal Giant and also hit the Hunter. So we only take 1 RG hit. We know that he's going to be back to Giant Skeleton. So do I decide to do anything here? If I miner, it's probably just going to be wasted because I wouldn't have elixir for everything to counter. I guess I'm just going to go in for a miner here and a log. And then hopefully be able to hit a Skeleton Army if I'm super lucky. No, he's going to drop it afterward. Oh, wait, he drops Giant Skeleton instead. Jeez, dude. The good thing about running Knight instead of Valkyrie in this deck is you're easily able to afford it. So in double elixir, when your opponent spams a ton of stuff, you should be fine. I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit here, and I think I'm good against the Goblins. I don't know why he dropped them so far back. Like, that is the most obvious placement ever. You're a top 100 player. You should know that, man. Okay, we're going to go in for a miner here. We're going to expect him to go for a Skeleton Army, and we're going to pre-poison it. Please give me more value. Okay, that's even better. You give me a Hunter. That's 4 elixir instead of 3. Oh, my goodness. Now he's going to go Skeleton Army on top of this, so we're going to pre-log. We're out here. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. You have a Royal Giant on the field, but not for long, man. You're going to be singing a sad song with that Royal Giant gone. Maybe we can go in for a miner again because the Knight's going to be tanking. It's just a perpetual offensive deck. Like, at all points in time, you are going to be flinging cards at your opponent, and they can't keep up. They can just, like, barely keep themselves in the game. Or maybe, like this guy, they decide to leave the game, and they can't sustain the massive emotional damage that they take. So GG and well played. We'll bounce on to the next one, and we'll keep climbing up the ranks. Dominating that top-tier Royal Giant player was incredibly easy, putting us at 6,000 in the world. All right, so this guy's got Hog Rider, Mortar, and Zap in his deck, for well, at least from his Mastery banner, so we'll see if he's actually going to be playing those cards or not. I'm going to go for an aggressive Mortar and test the waters, and he's going to have Mortar as well. Well, the good thing about this is we can go for an Ice Spirit and make sure that your Mortar is missing. Okay, so the bats will die to our tower. That's pretty good. And it's looking like it's going to be Macarius's Hog Rider Mortar deck if I had to guess. So if we're playing against someone with that type of deck, it's suboptimal for us to go Goblins because a lot of times they'll be able to remove them with spells. But maybe the very first time that we drop the Goblins, he won't be prepared for it. Okay, so he's going to go Guards in the back. Wait, if we go Archer Queen here, we can kill the Guards and then get really good counter push with the Knight afterward. I'm going to go in for our Goblins, as I said before. It's not necessarily the most reliable tactic, but it's what we're rocking with today. He's going to go for a Zap, so then we want to make sure that we bait out even more elixir with the Goblins that would definitely die. So we're going to go and augment them with a miner. Yo, that Goblin's going to lock onto the tower before it gets annihilated by the mortar. Let's go. And the Archer Queen, let's get it. That's why we love this card so much. you stress your opponent out by maximizing the amount of elixir that they have to spend, and then you just skedaddle and find one little small opportunity to sneak through and watch what the archer queen can do. Half of the tower eviscerated by a simple queen. Well, maybe she's not too simple. Maybe everyone simps for her instead. We're going to go in for a mortar here, and it's aggressive, but I think it's the right play. We're going to go in for goblins here as well, and I think that I'm in a good spot because, as you guys can see, his mortar is targeting our mortar and not our goblins. So then I can probably even get away with a log on the spear goblins if I really wanted to. Yeah, this is incredible. Spear goblins weren't even needed to get logged, and we're bopping both of his towers. This is awesome. I can pick whichever side I want to go for. We're going to go for a Knight Spirit, and then I'm going to go for a Knight. The other good thing about this deck is after the Knight buff, I think the deck will be way, way better with Knight compared to Valkyrie, because the cost of the elixir at all points, the Knight is just going to be easily affordable. So you can spend more elixir, more like on a spending spree on offense. You feel me? All right, so he's probably going to go for a Hog Rider here. So we're going to get ready with our mortar. Actually, if he doesn't, we'll just click our Archer Queen ability, and if he fireballs, that's a huge elixir investment because Fireball Zap does not kill Archer Queen. The only way you can kill it is Fireball. Maybe like arrows? You can't even go in for like a Fireball Log, I'm pretty sure. It's Poison Log that kills it, which is crazy to think about if you ask me. All right, we're going to go in for a Knight, and then we are going to go and follow up with a Poison, and I'm pretty sure the Knight is going to be a win condition. It's going to force out extra elixir. If you mortar here, it won't fully shut down the Hog Rider, so you always have to drop something with it. So that mortar would lock onto the tower if he hadn't done that amazing guards placement. That sometimes activates King Tower if you time it perfectly. He is a good player. Like, this guy is very good to know that. Wow, I'm actually pretty impressed. So, you know what? I was screwing around a little bit. We're going to focus up a little bit more because this guy is at a different level than I anticipated. So, we're going to go in for the Archer Queen here. We're going to get Fireballed. I'm going to go for Mortar in the middle. He could go for a Minion Horde soon. We're going to make sure that we go in for the Archer Queen ability because you'll probably have to go for the Minion Horde if I had to guess. And we're going to Miner in the back. Hopefully the Minion Horde dies. We need to get this into range that we can poison, which is 288 damage. Always know your spell cycle damage because otherwise you'd be sitting there being like, is the Hog Rider going to take my tower or are we chilling? But that Miner was the villain and we dug our way to win. And we're tunneling our way to the top at 4,900 in the world. I knew that Hog Rider Mortar player was talented. He actually finished 840 in the world. Cool to beat him. Let's bounce on the next one. No cilantro, please, bro. I order cilantro on everything. My girlfriend hates it, but I'm a fan. So, you know what? We gotta, work our way against you. We cannot be friends. We are mortal enemies here. If I log this, is this smart? I don't know how smart this is. I really want to get the cannon cart to socially distance away from me, so maybe we can force out more elixir. I definitely overcommitted and I spent more elixir than him, but might work out because the Barbed Barrel doesn't touch my tower. So it's okay. We got some chip damage with the log. He's not cycling anything, interestingly enough. And then he goes in for a Phoenix in the back. So when I see Phoenix and Barbed Barrel and a cannon cart, it means one of two things. Likely Graveyard, but also something crazy with Electro Giant potentially as well. So what are you going to do? Oh, could be Golem actually because you just showcased Lightning. Huh, interesting. So if we're playing against a Golem matchup, you guys probably know the deal by now. We do not want to make sure that he gets the double elixir. We want to make sure that his elixir is low so we can spam him all the way that we can. Notice how even though he dropped a lightning instantly to kill my Archer Queen, we're back to another Archer Queen. And then he'll win the bridge battle because Archer Queen is overpowered. Even after it gets the nerf, it's still going to be one of the best cards of the game to go invisible and just delete things for one elixir at the river. Nothing replaces that. Watch how the cannon cart's going to die to one elixir here if I can get it down fast enough. Yep. Tell me that's fair and balanced and you're lying to yourself. Now it's 5 elixir. Deleted by 1. And even if they nerf it even a little bit, you're still going to get the same outcome. You're still going to get that positive elixir rate. Is it going to be better in some situations defending against a Royale Giant in the last possible second? Probably not. But you'll still be able to absurdly get value with a 1 elixir ability that shouldn't be as good as it is. And it deletes Executioners, it deletes Cannon Carts, and that's why it is the best card in the game right now. Okay, so he's going to Lightning if I go Archer Queen, so I'm not going to make that miserable mistake. Instead, I'm going to go in for a Poison here, and we'll see what he decides to do, because the Phoenix is going to die, and we're going to get tower damage. Wait, he's got Electro Giant! So much better than us playing against Golem. I'm so happy. I am content in life right now. I didn't know if I was going to be playing against a more difficult matchup, but this one is very, very fun. If you guys have not done this matchup before, then I highly, highly encourage you to just run this deck and experience how fun it is to crush Electro Giants. Notice how he literally got very little damage. And then he's going to lose his baby dragon, even if he Barbed Barrels. Wow, you dropped 2 elixir and it can't even kill the queen. Feels fair and balanced, right? Yeah, not really. Queen will be able to kill the cannon cart. I just decided to poison anyway because I want to get the damage because I am a very greedy individual. And, you know, when I'm greedy, we're still going to be spamming. We're going to go in for goblins. We're going to do everything we can. And I wonder if this is going to be good enough. Because if we kill his Phoenix on his side of the map, then we can also log his tower as well and just be even more annoying. I'm trying to separate my stuff because I don't want to let him get too much value here. If we can separate everything, then he's not able to get the lightning value that he wants. Also, we can go in for goblins afterward, go in for a miner here. He's not going to be able to tornado, and because the mortar doesn't shoot the electro giant, the mortar's reflection isn't ever going to happen. You know, you don't get the damage that you wanted, my man. So you're probably going to go and spam pretty aggressively here, so it's better for me to just go in for a poison and preclude that potential. And if you want to go and spam more stuff, well, it's going to be hard for you to break through this, because I can just go goblins, and then if you lightning, you're not going to be able to kill the goblins, so you lose the electro giant, you barely get any damage, and we just keep up the pressure. You guys are probably bullies if you're enjoying this at this point, because it's like, what is electro giant supposed to do? I just dropped my mortar here, it pulls the electro giant, then the electro giant's like, herp derp, I can't do anything, I'm a sad sir. All right, we can poison again, I'm pretty sure, so I'm going to get back to that if I can. That would be incredible. So I'm going to go in for the miner here. Actually, I'm not going to go in for the poison. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, never mind. I want to kill the cannon cart. It's worth it. It's worth it for me. That's how we play today. We want to go in for our mortar just to go and pull again. As you guys have seen before, that's the way that we play. We separate our archer queen off to the right-hand side. So when he goes in for the electro giant, it's laughable how it literally does nothing. You have to pick between lightning the archer queen or the mortar. If you don't lightning the mortar, well, guess what happens? Well, you can't break through my building then. Oh, wait, can I cycle back to another archer queen and delete everything for one elixir? Great game balance here, Clash Royale. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people don't really like Electro Giant. But if you like Electro Giant, you are just going to be reeling by how unfair this is. You're going to look at the game and you're just going to be like, this should never happen. And in reality, Archer Queen with Ice Spirit and Goblins are some of the best defensive cards in the entire game. And even though this guy didn't ask for cilantro, we gave it to him anyway. It makes sense that he didn't want to eat anything in this game while we ate up his entire tower. And I gotta say, it tasted delicious. This deck simply cannot be stopped. When you play it well, you're just gonna win every game, putting us at 4,300 in the world. So we can blast Sparky to oblivion by using our Archer Queen ability, go invisible, and then the Archer Queen just kills the Sparky before the Sparky gets a shot. That's pretty fun to do. You just have to time it well so you don't click the Archer Queen ability early. If you drop it a little bit early, then guess what happens? Yeah, you're going to be wasting some of the invisibility, and then the Sparky shoots it. So you have to time it well. That's all that matters. So I'm going to log here. Oh, please. Oh, speaking of timing it well, I did not expect Barbarians to be in this deck. Wow. That's a weird double spawner deck, my dude. You're going to have Miner and you're going to have Barbarians. Usually this matchup is super easy because you can just poison the spawners and get away with it and get a good trade. This is not the case because our homie is going to end up having Miner to damage down my towers and force out my poison in the wrong side. So I can't get damage on the side that I want at all points. We're going to go for an Ice Spirit here, and I'm going to go for Archer Queen. Please just target the Musketeer and not take damage. We drop the Archer Queen immediately on top of it just to get that shot. So that's weird. All right, you're going to have Minion Horde as well with Barbarians. I guess it makes sense to end up having a plethora of different annoying cards in the same deck. Annoyance overload is what we call it. We're going to go for a Knight here to make sure the Minion doesn't lock into my tower. Please, Knight, just get away. Okay. Sometimes your card will path back towards your tower, and then the Fire Spirit will connect to the tower, and you just look at it and you're like, how does that happen? And I don't have an answer for that. Okay, so he's got Barbarians, and he's also going to have Miner. Fortunately for us, he doesn't go Barbarians there and then makes a big push. That is really good for us because now we can cycle more Archer Queens. More Archer Queens equals more wins. That's how you play the game. It's literally Archer Queen cycle. You've got an Ice Spirit and Goblin, so you can get back to many of those as possible. We know he's probably going to end up going in for a Barbarians on top of this, which is totally fine. Notice how the Archer Queen is just going to continuously whiff the Fire Spirits, though, at times. Oh, I tried to be clean with it, but I wasn't. All right, we're going to log here, and then I think I should be fine with an Ice Spirit just to pull back the Barbarians. Obviously, a difficult position if we don't end up going in for, like, an Archer Queen here. Fortunately for us, I'm pretty sure, like, he's trying to bait out my poison with the double spawners, and then he's going to Minion Horde me with a Miner. So I know what he wants to do, and I'm not going to let it happen, all right? That's the #1 rule, is try to get inside your opponent's head so then you don't wind up dead. We're going to log here, and then we're going to click the Archer Queen ability, so then the Lumberjack hopefully dies. We can kill all the Spear Goblins from the hut with the properly timed log, and then we can go in for a Knight in the middle, and then Ice Spirit, and then hopefully cycle back to another Archer Queen. It's definitely not easy to defend these Barbarians, but it is something that we can work with. He's just got so many units coming at me, and as you guys can see, there are so many gimmicky decks on ladder. Even if you rush up to the higher ranks like where we are right now, you're still going to be playing against this stuff. You never escape it. You just play against better and better players that actually know how to play the decks a little bit better. All right, we're going to go in for that, and then we can go in for a mortar aggressively. We can maybe end up getting him to spam stuff. He's not going for a minion horde right now because he knows that... Okay, I was just going to poison it, so yeah. I was surprised that he did that. Look at the mortar splashing onto everything that we needed. And then, you know what? What if I eat the fire spirit and I go goblins at the river and then I go for another aggressive mortar? I think that's our best bet because the goblins are going to split up and dissect the miner and also apply aggression. And if you decide to go in for anything else, the goblins are going to come back and be able to tank for your musketeer. There's a lot for this homie to fear because we can go for Archer Queen in the middle. We can go in for an Ice Spirit on top of that. And then we can hopefully kill everything. I don't know if this Ice Spirit's going to come up as clutch as we needed to, actually. We're not winning as well as we wanted to be. But we're going to click the Archer Queen ability if he goes in for barbs like he does. We're going to go for the log. And then we're going to go in for a knight here. So when it gets to the later stages of the game, I might just be cycling him like a madman with mortars in the middle. Just be able to preoccupy whatever offensive he's going to do. Because the mortars will be able to splash onto the spear goblins, hopefully, at least. That's what I'm aiming for right now. That's what I need it to happen. Do we log here? Do I miner? Yeah, I think we log. Going to be our best bet. And then we can go for an Ice Spirit or a Knight. I think Knight is slightly going to be better here because it will soak up some of the Fire Spirits afterward. Jeez, why is this game so tough? Why are you making me like think through all of my plays, my man? You're probably going to go Miner, so we're just going to go for a Poison. Interesting play. Did not expect that. He decided to not appreciate that or augment that with anything. I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit here, and hopefully it stuns the Lumberjack and allows us some extra value. He doesn't necessarily give me what I want, so I'm going to try to keep the Archer Queen alive before I can get back to another ability. He's going to try to snipe it. Yeah, I think he does snipe it in time, so well played on his end. We're going to have to go in for a log here, poison, go in for an Ice Spirit on top of the Musketeer so it doesn't do too much damage, and then we can go in for another Miner and walk away to win. So that was just like, I guess, a methodology of just playing safe until you could definitely secure the win, and that's all you have to do against these gimmicky decks, and you'll win every single time. The guy basically got half of my tower while I took his entire one, and that's with him having a better matchup with Miner instead of just having a straight up double spawner deck where he would have gotten 0 damage. And we've wandered our way up to 3,800 in the world. Hey, he loves P.E.K.K.A, and he's 95 in the world, so I'm a little bit scared right now. All right. We have escalated to our final form, playing against one of the best P.E.K.K.A players in the world, unless he's not running P.E.K.K.A. Wait, you had a P.E.K.K.A banner. You had P.E.K.K.A in your name, and you are not running P.E.K.K.A? You have a Miner instead? Jeez, dude. I guess these fast cycle decks are so overpowered that they're even converting people that love P.E.K.K.A so much to these type of decks. Isn't that funny, or is that sad? You guys can let me know in the comment section below. So I'm going to have to click the Archer Queen ability. It's probably going to get Valkyried, but it's okay for me. You can still get a considerable amount of damage. I'm going to log here just to minimize the amount of value that he can get with the Archer. Yo, it only got 1 shot. So I guess if you perfectly time your log, the Magic Archer only gets 1 hit on the tower. Because he doesn't have Magic Archer, we know he's going to probably go like Bomb Tower or something. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, he does. I knew it was going to happen because that was the only card he had. We're going to go click the Archer Queen ability just to be able to shut everything down. He does go for a log, so that's a pretty hefty investment in my opinion. In my personal opinion, now you're only going to have Tornado. And that's not going to work so well against the Archer Queen. If I get another ability, it's game over. If I get another ability, it's game over. If I get another ability... Oh, so close! That would have been his entire tower. Jeez, man. So sometimes it's the difference between life and death. I don't think it's death for me right now, but it would have definitely been death for him. I can maybe go in for a Knight to go and catch his Miners that he's going to be dropping later on. We know that he has to go in for a Magic Archer on the Mortar most likely, so I can make a prediction with a Knight. It's just very, 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 very hard for him to counter this. So, yep, Magic Archer was obvious. Obvious Magic Archer is obvious, and now the splash damage with the Mortar locks onto your Magic Archer, and it makes you feel like a fool, doesn't it now? Yes, sir. That's what we like, and he goes in for the log, so now he has no log for the Goblins. So we do need to log the wall breakers, otherwise they will connect to my tower, and I don't really want that to happen. You guys feel me? This is not how I play. Always let one of the Spear Goblins lock onto your tower. Otherwise, if 3 Spear Goblins hit your Ice Spirit, the Ice Spirit dies. Just something to keep in mind in case you didn't know. Alright, so he's got Bomb Tower and Magic Archer. It's just really hard for him to counter this, so I think I just keep doing it. I think I just keep going in for the Mortar and then the Archer Queen, because it's... I don't know, I just don't know how to defend it on his end. Like, I genuinely don't know what to do in his situation, so I don't think he knows what to do either. Maybe he's just, like, significantly better than me, and he comes up with a situation that I haven't explored yet. I'd love to learn that, you know? I like learning from my opponents that are better than me at the game, because if they make a defense that I didn't know was possible, then I know how to do that defense for the future. Okay, interesting. We're just going to log here. We're going to go in for an Ice Spirit on the potential Magic Archer. And if you decide not to do that, maybe my Knight just dies, and it doesn't even give you the chance to go Magic Archer. It's not like you can even go Magic Archer on that side, honestly. Oh, he's making a weird prediction, trying to get me to go in for the Mortar. I guess it wasn't weird. Like, you kind of have to do it. The matchup's just so bad for him. So we're going to go for the Archer Queen. He's going to probably log this, so I don't want to go in for anything else. Is the Archer Queen really going to delete everything as well? I'm going to go in for a Knight, and then I'm going to go Ice Spirit on the Magic Archer that has to come down and make the prediction. Oh, wait, he did it on the other side. Well, I can just log that instead. Well, Mortar Shot plus log kills the Magic Archer. Feels pretty good. So he's going to go Miner. I'm just going to catch it with Goblins. He doesn't have Magic Archer back in cycle because it takes him 4 cards to get back to it. He will have it soon, so now I'm going to go in for my Knight and stop that. And I hope that we can get some nice damage here. This game is actually going to be a hard one because he's so good. Still, like, even though it seems like I'm in complete control, I could definitely lose if I make one slip-up because Magic Archer is a broken card when it ends up getting that connection. So I kind of want to get a nice log here if possible. I'm hoping that we can get more value. I definitely want to log on top of Wall Breakers as well if I can. So unfortunately, he's not going to give that to me. We are going to log on the Magic Archer. We're going to go for a Miner in the back so it's less predictable. And then we're going to go in for another Mortar here. If he goes in for Wall Breakers, they should just die to the Goblins. So I'm pretty sure that we just get a great trade. I'm just going to keep poisoning you, going for a Knight here as well, just to stop the Magic Archer every single time, because that's one of the few ways that I lose this game. And I don't like losing, surprisingly, right? Who would like losing in Clash Royale? Not I. Not I. All right, we're going to go in for the Archer Queen, Ice Spirit, and Log. So if you guys didn't know, Ice Spirit plus Log is able to fully counter that every single time. He's dropping the Magic Archer on the other side, so if I poison, then I'm not able to hit it. So the Archer Queen needs to be able to kill this. I need to go in for a aggressive play with an Archer Queen ability. Go in for a Miner here as well. The Mortar should target the tower here if I go in for the Miner. Even though the Miner doesn't do damage, hopefully the Mortar is going to be able to target and splash onto the Knight and then hit the tower as well. Okay, that was really well played on his end. That was a great Magic Archer. See, he found his opportunity, and now he's kind of back in the game. I told you it was a little bit scary if he played that super well. So I need to get like a poison down here with the Knight preoccupying his Knight, so then my Miner locks onto the tower. He's probably going to go in for a Magic Archer on the Archer Queen, so we have to go in for the ability and just predict that. Yep, see, I have to make predictions against people that are this good. Like, this guy is probably better than me because the game was close, and I had a super good matchup advantage. So making those predictions against someone that good, they are also going to make good plays, so you just can't give them any opportunity to come back. GG and well played. Awesome beating someone that finished 90 in the world. And if we learned anything today, even the most adamant P.E.K.K.A players are switching to cycle decks because they're so ridiculously strong. It is cool to see a ton of predictions being made and fast plays all the time, but I gotta wonder, do you guys think that these type of decks should be nerfed? Let me know down below in the comment section. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an awesome rest of your day.